Hello everyone, and welcome to the SciArts Showdown. This is the show where we take science and turn it into art. Today we're joined by 3 contestants who will use their brilliance and artistic abilities to wow our judges. Here are our contestants.
My name is Sam Blake. I'm 31. I'm a project manager. I have a snake, so houseplants, that's kind of my general vibe.
I'm Jen. I am from Long Island, and I'm a researcher here at Stony Brook. I got my undergraduate degree in chemistry, and now I'm a master's student in the Department of Civil Engineering.
Hello, I'm Ishan. I'm a second-year graduate student here at Stony Brook, and I do research on Mars.
And here are our judges.
My name is Dr. Ella Holm. I am a geochemist. I currently am a postdoctoral research associate at Yale University, and I study carbon capture, which is removing carbon from the atmosphere.
Hi, my name's Sam. I'm a high school art teacher. I work with high school students to help them improve their art and kind of inspire them to play around with different mediums, different concepts, and then personally I create ceramic art.
Contestants, for your first challenge, you'll have to represent Dr. Ella Holmes' research artistically. Take a look at this short video.
You study carbon capture, is that right?
That is correct.
Cool. Could you tell us more about what you do?
As I'm sure many of us are aware, the climate crisis is very real. It's progressing pretty rapidly, and humans are continuing to emit greenhouse gases at astronomical rates.
Right.
And we don't really know what exactly that will mean, but the effects of a climate crisis are going to be bad. So it's important that we not only reduce our emissions, but also continue taking the greenhouse gases that we've already emitted out of the atmosphere. How we erode different types of rock on both land and in the ocean removes carbon from the atmosphere to keep things in balance. The main goal of enhanced weathering is to take that process that's happening on geologic time and make it happen on human time.
Contestants, your first challenge is going to be to create a collage that focuses on communicating Dr. Holmes' research. You can use any of the magazines and materials that you have. You guys have 10 minutes to prepare and 45 minutes to complete your work of art. Starting now.
Hey Sam.
Hello, Ella.
I'm good. How are you? What are you planning? What are you thinking for your collage?
I'm trying to do like my little Hieronymus Bosch Libra scale balance of like just disaster versus like the future that we might be able to have.
What's this whole situation?
It's gonna be like a little carbon demon.
Carbon demon,
I
wow.
love it. Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going for at least.
Hey Jen,
Hi.
how's it going?
Pretty good.
What are you planning?
Yeah, what do you
for
got?
your masterpiece?
So I'm kind of planning something along the same lines.
Okay.
So it's gonna be like something split in half, and then it's like really bad, dark imagery over here, and then it's like on the other side is peace and nature. It's
Alright.
Okay.
Ishan?
What about you? What are you planning?
Pretty similar. I just want to depict kind of the carbon capture process as we're storing balance on Earth.
Okay.
And so kind of all the terrible things kind of coming down and having a carbon capture that restoring balance and these being nice and green and beautiful.
Okay.
Is there a way you think you can set yourself apart from the other 2 contestants?
I will try.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. It does sound like a good plan.
Yeah.
I don't do any art, but I took some classes in high school, I think, ceramics classes, and I think that's enough to hold me over for today.
I would say that I don't have the most artistic talent, but I really appreciate art, so I think this is gonna be fun.
Sorry, I don't necessarily have a relationship with, but art I've always done from the time I was a small child. I did it with my grandma a lot. So like we used to like paint together, and we formed a really like, I don't know, strong bond. Like, at the moment, just finding images that fit the vibe that I'm going for and categorizing it, and then at the halfway point, I think I'm gonna start to try to put it together and make some forms that make sense.
That's cool.
But for now, I'm just working on separating out the sections with the different colors and everything that I'm trying to put into it, if that makes sense.
I like this little one of two kids holding hands. It's pretty cute.
It's like nice and peaceful. You know?
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah.
Just a little chipmunk.
Basically, any cute animal that I see, I'm gonna get out.
I like all the lava that's going on here. Yeah.
Just fiery hellscape.
Fiery hellscape. Cool. Seems like Sam's is working with a color story, which I like, and then Jen's got very like cutesy vibes going on in her work.
Very meticulously cutting
Yeah,
each little
very.
piece
Yeah.
out.
And then I looked at Ishan's, and then I saw a story that I'm not sure he saw at first, but he's got a lot of formation of volcanic rocks on one side, and then a lot of like weathered outcrops on the other.
That's good understanding of enhanced mineral weathering.
Right? Yeah, absolutely.
We found some great images.
Yeah, some pretty cool stuff.
Awesome.
All right, 2 minutes left. Get your final stuff glued on. Get everything else on there that you need. It's almost done. 2 minutes.
Demon is not gonna make it.
30 seconds. If you got glue, get it on.
This is just like my coffee.
This is like chopped.
I'm sweating.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3,
I know, but
2,
I know demon didn't make it.
1. Woo! All right, done.
Cool. So, Sam, tell us about your collage.
Sure. So I kind of wanted to show the balance of like what will end up happening if we do not choose to take action, versus like if we do adhere to doing what we can, like you know, preserving what we currently have that's good, that we like, that's beautiful about our world. So it's kind of like a choice between two futures, if you will, was what I was going for. I didn't get everything that I had cut out on. I don't think I like executed my vision perfectly, but that was what I was going for.
I like how you've kind of used color to like create a transition between the two futures. And was that meant to be sort of like the carbon capture, like enhanced weathering stuff? Because you got minerals and stuff.
And the rocks, exactly, and the water as well. I was trying to put like the water as well, because I know that is a component of your research. So I was trying to like tie the minerals and the water that the minerals would go into to capture the carbon in the middle to like kind of, I don't know, divide the two worlds, if you will, the two futures.
Awesome, like a river between the two. Okay, cool. Yeah.
Can you talk about this section here? Because we have a lot of the reds, the greens, and then kind of the ocean you're talking about here. But this is just like a black and white image, so my eye keeps going there. So I'm just curious what your thoughts
I just didn't get enough on paper. So essentially, like this was going to be the bad future, and then this was going to be like the positive future if we were to take action, and there was going to be like a belt in the middle to kind of separate them. So that honestly should have gone over a little bit more to the left. Panicked a little bit at the end. Didn't necessarily plan it out to make it the most clear, but did what I could in the time I had.
Hi, Jen.
Hi.
Tell us a little bit about your collage.
Yeah, so I think over here on the left side, I tried to highlight the issue that we have, and then
the solutions that your work focuses on.
Mhm.
So I got some random molecules here trying to represent the CO2,
Mhm.
and then all the arrows are pointing to the rocks in the water where you're
Okay.
capturing the carbon.
Okay.
And yeah, so this is just like kind of the issue side, but then it leans into more of the side where there are solutions. So over here I put an environmental problem we can fix. So it shows that there is still hope, you know, there are solutions out there and we can kind of get to this balanced nature scene I got going on over here. Try to get like pairs of different things to show the balance and the harmony, and yeah.
Hi, Ishan.
Hi.
Okay. Tell us a little bit about your collage.
Yeah, so I was trying to go forward right now, and then how your research and your work get to like a nice kind of beautiful green earth, but also kind of rocks here.
Yeah, I like the focus on rocks on yours. Like, definitely a lot of good formations going on here.
I know you talked earlier during your process about not sure how to kind of have the two connect and what to do in the middle.
Yeah.
I think this text was a really creative solution. What do you think? What are your overall thoughts?
I think that Sam had my favorite representation of the science aspect. Like, I liked that she had the river with the minerals flowing through and kind of making that as a bridge. I wish she had finished.
I could see her vision was really strong, but because of the lack of time, I suppose, it doesn't read. There's a lot going on that I think would have been much clearer with more time.
Yeah, I agree with that. I do like how Jen played with shapes. I feel like when she explained it, I could see the story really clearly, but I don't necessarily think it reads as well just looking at it.
Yeah, that's a good point. I do agree with that.
Ishan's is the most cohesive of them.
And how does his represent your science?
I feel like he represented the rocks pretty well, but I think he leaned a little bit heavily on that. I think visually, I'm most drawn to Ishan's.
I am too.
Yeah.
I think visually this one's very successful. How do you feel about the connection within here?
No, I like this. It started, this isn't science fiction, the power of curiosity.
Yeah, he really found a lot of great text.
Yeah.
I know he wasn't sure about the connection here, and I think that was really clever.
Yeah, I agree. So I feel like we agree on which one we like best.
All right. Thank you guys so much for participating. We really enjoyed looking at your artwork.
We'll start with Sam. Sam, we really liked the way that you represented the scientific aspect artistically. We loved how you divided your canvas between the darker world and lighter world and had that as a sort of bridge. We wish you would have had enough time to finish so we could have seen your full vision though.
Jen, we really enjoyed your work. We thought it was really clear when you explained it to us, when you kind of described the two different sides of everything. We thought everything that you put onto the paper was really clean and thought out, but we just wish that we could have seen it more clearly without the explanation that was paired with it. But great job. Thank you.
And Ishan, we thought that you represented the images really clearly. We really liked the way that you connected both sides with the words. We thought that was really cool and really creative. We noticed that you leaned very heavily on the more rock side of enhanced weathering, so we would have loved to see a little bit more of the like water side incorporated as a sort of bridge, but we really enjoyed your work as well, so thank you. We enjoyed everybody's work.
Yeah. So now for our winner, we chose
Ishan.
Great job.
All right, contestants. For the second round, you'll need to base your artwork on the story of a scientist from history. Today's scientist is Dr. Alice Weeks. I like to call her the unstoppable Alice Weeks. As the sun rose over the New Mexico desert, painting the feathery clouds with broad swaths of purple, pink, and orange, a faint cloud of dust could be seen billowing just on the horizon. The dust was rising from the back of a brand new 1953 green Chevrolet pickup truck with the words U.S. Geologic Survey painted on the side. This truck belonged to Dr. Alice Weeks, who was on her way to a nearby uranium mine. Nothing was really weird about this, except that Alice was dressed head to toe in denim with a big, fake, bushy beard glued to her face. The day before, Alice had tried to get access to the mine, but when she got there, she was turned away. The men that worked the mine told her it was a bad luck for women to enter. This was just like her experience during her master's degree at Harvard University. They wouldn't let women sit in on the lectures at the time, so she had to stand outside and listen from the hallways. Alice thought that all of this would have ended after the US relied so much on the work of women during World War II. But no, when the men returned, everything went back to the way it was before. Lucky for us, Alice never gave up. Her disguise to get into the mines worked. She ended up discovering 2 new uranium-bearing minerals, uranophane and weeksite, named after Alice Weeks herself. She also went on to found the Temple University Geology Department and was the first woman geologist to be listed in the American Men of Science. Before it was changed to the American Men and Women of Science. That was just briefly the story of the unstoppable Alice Weeks.
All right, contestants, for our next challenge, we are going to have you guys create a portrait of Alice Weeks and using different symbols and imagery that really represent her and the work that she did. You can think of Frida Kahlo as an example of an artist that worked in this way, and you will have 1 hour to complete your painting starting now.
Do I want to win? Not really. I'm just here for fun.
Okay, but what if I told you that the prize is your favorite dessert? Do you want to win now?
Oh, that really changes things.
I definitely need to get the bigger picture out on paper so I can communicate the idea better to other people because, I don't know, timing element, the full picture wasn't communicated.
I don't know, even though I'm not an artist, I think I'll be creative enough to pull something together.
What are you planning?
So I am going to get Alice leaning against the pickup truck, and I'm going to try to incorporate some of the imagery into the background, I think. So that's kind of what I'm leaning at the moment.
Do you think you'll be able to do it in the hour?
I'm hoping. I'm going to leave it a lot more simple than my last plan.
Okay.
So.
All right. What's your plan today?
So I am taking a risk and doing a side portrait. Alice is going to be looking forward, and down here is going to be like no women in the classroom, like no women allowed or whatever, but she's just looking straight ahead. She's not paying attention to what's down there. And then up here is like all the science that's happening in her mind and in her brain.
I think that sounds like a great plan. Just make sure you really figure out a way to emphasize that that's down there and she's not even looking at it.
All right, Ishan.
My plan is to have Alice going into the mine.
Oh, okay, nice.
Different elements of the story over there. So I don't know how to execute it. So I'm just working on that right now.
I see you've got a few things down already.
Yeah.
So what do you have? Can you tell us what you have?
I just have a pickup truck and a rock hammer.
Okay.
This is, I guess, supposed to be like symbolic of mine.
Okay.
So I think I'm gonna paint that black. Portrait after that.
They're going to paint that area black and then build a portrait on top of it. Okay. Be mindful, layering on top of black can be a challenge. You may need to put a white face back down to where you're going to put her.
But Jen, what's going on with her? Is that her field of vision?
Yeah, I'm going to paint this.
Nice.
That's what she's looking at. I think I'm going to put in here like a mineral that she discovered.
Okay, yeah.
That's what's ahead of her.
Yeah. Okay. So she's got a rock hammer in her hand? Is that what it is?
I'm trying to make it not look like a hammer and a sickle, but I'm trying to put the rock hammer in because I remember that from the story. I have her little green truck with the U.S. Geologic Survey on it, and I'm gonna try to do Alice Weeks Drag King.
So Ishan, what are you struggling with right now?
Just kind of figuring out the background colors and also how to paint on.
Okay, so you're doing a sky around here. Is that what you had said before?
Yeah.
So It seems you did a really great job with the black. The paints are coming out pretty solid, but you want to make sure that you're not introducing too much water, because it looks like here your brush might have been really wet, so then it's coming out thin.
Ishan's hair looks amazing. I don't know if you didn't hear me.
No, Ishan is focused. Thank you.
You are so welcome. Jen, are you laughing at me?
No, but
Okay.
you're gonna have to use your imagination.
How about you, Jen? How are you doing?
Pretty good. Yeah, I'm just trying to get kind of the background colors down so then I can paint over them.
Okay. Awesome. What does this say? Nothing weak about. Oh, I love that. That's so cute.
Very clever.
Wow.
All right, everyone, you have 5 minutes left. 5 minutes.
Yeah. 40 seconds left.
Do you think you can get it done in 40 seconds?
Yeah.
You're using a bigger brush, which is it's good.
Yeah, no, listen. I have no doubt in my mind.
10, 9, 8, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're done. I skipped the number.
Okay, Sam, tell us about your portrait.
So I have Miss Alice, my apologies, leaning up against her truck, which is green. There's a little uranium cake. She's in a beard. She's got the little hammer that she had in the picture that was up on the board as a reference. And I tried to put a hard hat on her to indicate that she's about to go do some mining.
How'd it go, Jen? Can you tell us about your portrait here?
Yeah, so this is a side profile of Alice. So she's looking ahead, and in her vision, she only sees the science that she's about to do and the things that she's about to discover, weak sight. Below her is kind of what's going on around her. No women allowed in the mines, and it's hard for them to get into the STEM fields and stuff like that. But she doesn't see any of it. She just sees her science, and in her brain she's just thinking about more science. And I added nothing weak about Alice Weeks because that was very inspiring to hear women who paved the way for women scientists today. So.
Ishan, can you tell us a little bit about your portrait?
Yeah, I'm just trying to depict the scene of Alice going into the mine and the pickup truck over there. Maybe not the best job on a portrait, but also there's some shattered glass over there.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Initial thoughts, I think there's only one that has paint completely covering the canvas. But there are ones that were more successful possibly in the portrait aspect. Others that were maybe more successful in concept.
Let's start over here. Let's start with Ishan. Like you said, I like that the paint is covering the whole canvas. I thought he was really successful in like the blending in his background.
Yeah.
I really like the cave, but I do agree that the portrait is perhaps less successful than the other two.
Yes.
And what about Jen? What do you think was good and what do you like a little
I
less?
thought the approach was really creative. Her idea of having Alice Weeks really focused on the things that she discovered, kind of ignoring what society was saying, I thought was really strong.
I also do love Nothing Weak About Alice Weeks. I think
Yeah, that
that's-
was really creative.
Yeah. And then let's talk about Sam's.
I think artistically, there are some things going on here that are very successful. And she really kind of pulled a lot of pieces from the story. If you just looked at Sam's, we wouldn't know so much that it's Alice Weeks.
Yeah, I think that's true.
So we brought back the posters, the original collage.
Ishan definitely had a very strong showing round one. And if we want to think about improvement from round one to round two, we did tell Jen that we didn't feel like her story was clear in the first round, and I think she took that feedback into the
That's
second
a really
round.
good point. She definitely
Mhm.
improved in that specific area that we
Yeah.
feature on.
As a piece of art, I think Sam's is the most successful. But when you're thinking about science communication, you want to be communicating to the person in the room who knows the least. So I think that this is a great representation of the story of Alice Weeks, as you mentioned before. But if you already knew the story.
Sam's, you're saying?
Yeah.
Yes.
Whereas
Correct. You
with-
need the story with it.
Yeah, exactly. Whereas with Jen's, it's telling the story in and of itself.
All right. Excellent job to everyone. You guys all did a great job with your paintings.
Okay. So Sam, positives. We really liked your portrait. We thought it was very artistically strong. It had a strong connection to the story. We really liked how you incorporated all of those different aspects from it. The thing that we noticed was that we probably wouldn't have known it was Alice Weeks outside of knowing the story already.
Jen, we really enjoyed yours. We think that it really successfully featured the story of Alice Weeks, and we think you did a great job communicating that separate from the story as well. We were able to see the elements from her discoveries and the social issues that were going on at the time. So it made it clear to the viewer who may not know the story of Alice Weeks. They would be able to read that from your painting. But something that we would have liked to see was just more of the canvas covered.
And Ishan, something that we really liked about your portrait was that the whole painting was covered. We really liked the way that you blended the background and the way that you incorporated aspects of the story. Something that we would have maybe liked to see more of is more focus on Alice herself. But yeah, really great job. Okay. We deliberated about this for like a long time, so this was a hard decision. So we decided that the winner of this round is Jen. Great job. We also really appreciated how you incorporated our feedback from the previous round to communicate the story. So.
Yeah, we think because of that particular improvement, because the main feature of this competition is how can we communicate science through art. We think that you really took those tips really well. So we've decided that Jen, you are the winner of the entire competition.
So this is a bunch of art supplies donated by the journalism department.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I think I did well. I definitely tried to communicate the story a lot better, like the judges said in the second half, but I think everybody did so well. Sam and Ishan, they really, really did a really good job in both rounds also. So.